Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Zoom account, being mindful of the security settings, and also start your first meetup with your students on Zoom. If you don't already have a Zoom account, go to zoom.us, sign up. You can use your school Google account. Once in, you're going to go to Meetings, schedule a new meeting. You can give it a title, put in the date and time that you want to have it. You can make it a recurring meeting if you plan to do it at the same time every day. And then for security, you want to make sure you do a few things. It automatically gives you a meeting password, so leave that there. That's important. You also want to make sure under meeting options, enable waiting room is checked off. They do that by default, but just make sure it's still there. The waiting room is basically a place where you admit each participant to the meeting after verifying that they're supposed to be there. The third thing you want to do for security is tell your students that when they sign into Zoom, or they're not signing in, but when they click the link to get into your meeting, it sometimes asks for their name. Just have them put their first name, not their last name. Some way that you'll be able to identify who they are, but that their full name is not on the internet. Then you can click Save. And it gives you, if you go down to copy the invitation, gives you a little pre-formatted email that you can send. Just hit the button to copy it and then paste it into an email and send it off to your students. When they get the email, they will click this link here and they won't have to put in the meeting ID or password as long as they use that link. When it's time to start your meeting, you'll go back to your Zoom account, go to Meetings, and find the meeting that we set up. You'll hit the Start button to start the meeting. So I've joined the meeting as the host. I'm not showing my video yet, so I can hit Start Video over here. And then I'm going to go to Manage Participants to wait for my students to join. This over here is what they call the waiting room, and this is where you'll approve new students that want to come in. Okay, so I have one student who's joined and is requesting access to our meeting. And since I recognize that person's name, I'll hit Admit, and then that student is able to join us. Takes a second. And there's Mr. Teddy ready to join our class. So here, the students come in and they're already muted. You can see by their microphone there that with the red line through it that they're muted. I can mute all the students by clicking that button, and I can individually unmute certain students. If there's a student that's being really unruly or disrespectful, or for whatever reason you feel that they should be removed, you do have that option. You can go to More, send them back to the waiting room, or remove them from the classroom. The other thing that you might want to play around with a little is the view. So right now we're in speaker view, which puts one person large and the rest of the people small. You can, this little pin button lets you pin yourself as large, which might be helpful if you're showing the kids something and you want yourself to remain their focus. You can also switch to gallery view, which lets everyone see themselves together in a grid. Some other things that you might want to look at are the chat feature. So chat is like a little texting thing that people can write. You can use the three dots here to, you might want to say allow attendees to chat with no one, so that you sort of turn that off for them if you think that might be distracting. And then there's one other thing that I'm going to show you about sharing your screen for students. But before I do that, I want to let you know that when you're all done, when you hit End Meeting, you'll click End Meeting and then end it for everyone so that it turns it off for the whole class. Right now, I'm going to show you the Share function, which shares your screen with your students so that you can show them something, maybe a how-to or a read aloud or whatever it is. When you click the green button, choose Desktop, click on it and hit Share. Then you're able to show your desktop to everyone. So like right here, I have an ebook that I can switch over to, and I could do a read aloud, or I could show them how to use a resource, or show them how, whatever you have on your screen that you want to show them, you can do there. When you're done, you'll hit the stop share. When I hit stop share, it's going to stop the whole video. I guess it's a little glitch. So I'm going to say goodbye for here, and definitely let me know if you have questions, and I hope this was helpful.